I knew about golf before I knew what golf was. I was very little then, and I lived in Mandeville. My Aunt Nez had built a house she called Casa Verde. Yes, it was green. It had glass blocks in the side of the house to allow natural light to come in. She was way ahead of her time. She really was. I loved that house. But equally important, it was located right next to a golf course. I knew about golf before I knew what golf was, really. I would watch these very well-dressed men, and sometimes women, walk down this well-manicured lawn. They would hit a little white ball, and the joy on their face was worth emulating. Sometimes the face would not reflect joy, but that was rare. No matter, I just knew that I wanted to do that, whatever that was. Then, in the early 60s, one of my heroes, Mr. Warren Guy, took me under his wings and showed me a world that I only read about. I lived in West Medford, Massachusetts then. Living in West Medford, I thought this was a true representation of the United States of America. It was a really beautiful town filled with beautiful people. I was wrong, of course. I was to visit the South later and learn the truth about America, but that's another video. For now, I want to honor my friend and mentor, Mr. Warren Guy, a war hero and one of the best Americans I have ever met. I would watch him practice hitting golf balls, and the memories of my childhood came back to me. He lived right next door to me. We became very good friends, and he took me golfing for the first time. What a thrill. His patience was above and beyond. We first played at the Woburn Golf Course. We were allowed to do that since there was this reciprocal agreement. We had the Mystic Lakes, which the residents of Woburn were allowed to use, and they had the golf course, which, of course, the residents of Medford could use. It worked out very well, as a matter of fact. I'm sure things have changed over the years. Anyway, it wasn't long after my introduction to golf that I left for the United States Navy, my home. The Navy has many golf courses everywhere. As a matter of fact, I got my first hole-in-one on the fourth hole in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. It wasn't long after that I had my second hole-in-one on the par 3 18th in Gitmo. I spent a total of 6 years of my naval career in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, affectionately called Gitmo. I caught the biggest fish I've ever caught right there in Gitmo, and I made lasting friends right there in Gitmo. I learned all about newspapers there. I would end up having one of my own called the Shilling. It was not a success because, to this day, I have no idea how to run a business. I know how to do the work, but I was never comfortable about asking money for the work that I have performed. It's just me. I feel as if I should never ask for money for the work that I do, for the photography that I do. Anyway, for now, let me just say that Guantanamo Bay was quite an experience, and I'll share that with you at another time. And about golf. I had my third hole-in-one on the fourth hole at a Navy course in Norfolk, Virginia, where this video was taken. There is something about golf that is hard to explain to the uninitiated. It's like the love of a pet. You either understand it or you don't. Golf becomes a part of you and your soul, just like your pet becomes a part of you and your soul. The fact that most golfers are ethical, decent, and successful people may have something to do with it, but it is much more than that. Golf, it does become a part of you and your soul.
to have a swing coach or whatever, and you gotta
Right.